Hey, it's your boy DJ Astonish right now. I'm in Atlanta and I'm joined by my girl Dajulyn. What you say, my girl?
Dajulyn, I'm here in Atlanta.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just so happy for this opportunity. We got to see each other
We
again.
got to see each other, not on the official Zoom world, in the reality world, and it's actually great to actually see you, the future girl of soul and R&B, the future princess. I'm calling you the princess because
Yes. We got queens out there.
We got queens out there, yeah. Maybe one day, but you got to go up the ladder. You got to go up the ladder. But first off, we're going to do this all from the start. We spoke before, but I want to really take it back to the foundation of you and the music you've been doing. I'm just going to go back when I first actually heard your music back with the Coalition DJs Tennessee, and I know it's kind of crazy because. You're on my playlist, on my Spotify playlist, so I listened, and it's an honor because I don't really listen to much R&B artists and hip hop artists in my me time because I'm a hip hop and R&B DJ. So when I'm in my car, I'm listening to like country music and music that's just away from my DJ image. Mm-hmm. But you're one of them artists that are in my personal music.
I know that's right.
And your music always takes me back to that first feeling every time. And this is how I know, you're the real deal in the game. Mm-hmm. Because you touch the soul. You actually touch that soul on that real level. And, I want to go back now to, how it all started for you musically.
Wow. It all started for me when I was I would say 3-4 years old. I started singing in the church. I'm originally from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. So my home church was Williams Chapel. And I just remember I was told to sing. Miss Troy, she knows. My choir director, we had children's church, and they were like, you know what? Who's going to lead the song this week? And I was like, everybody looking around.
Okay.
And then I was up next, so I started singing in church, and then I just started seeing people's reactions. But when I played them videos back, I was like, I sounded off key, but I had so much confidence, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I was raised in a church. I sung in a church. From that point on, I started singing for, pageants and everything of the sorts. And then when I got around like 9 years old, shout out to my cousin Sean, he actually had a song prepared for me. We go to Florida every 2 years for family vacation. So I actually recorded my first song. It was called Get Up. And it was actually an inspirational gospel song. Wow. So I started out singing gospel and Disney Channel inspirational songs.
Wow.
We didn't have the connections at the time, but when I tell you the music sounded like what it would have been today, but it didn't, we didn't have the connections. So I had a CD that had 4 to 5 songs on there called Get Up. And we was just selling them out the trunks of the car, different churches, just doing different events. And then from that point on, oh man, you want me to keep going?
You keep going, baby. You keep going. You keep going. You keep going. I want to know the story.
So from that point on, I would say around when I first got into high school, 14, 15 years old, I met up with a friend of mine. His name is Julius, and he was a rapper. I was a singer. We combined tapes, and we called it DJ Play My Song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we combined it.
Nice.
We put it on a platform. I forgot what the platform was, but it was something along the lines of Spotify.
Yeah.
So he posted it. Of course, with us being in high school, everybody found out about it. Okay. We did our first music video together, and we brought the whole school.
Wow.
And it looked like a party scene for real. And they thought it was an actual party. I kid you not.
Okay.
They thought it was an actual party. From that point on, when I started doing music with Julius, I actually started doing music with David Sparks. He's a producer out in Charlotte, North Carolina. And around that time, I was 15 years old when I first met him. And I was songwriting for a group called Naj Music at the time. And they went to 106 in Park. And I actually got to be a part of that experience. So I was able to just help other people with their career, my career too as well. And I don't want to skip this part because it's very valuable, but I started songwriting when I was 10, 11 years old. They wanted to bring me on a writing process too. So yeah, that's a little bit, a little spill. It's a lie.
You've been hustling, girl. You've been hustling. So you got a story.
Yeah,
you got a story. So how does it go from you, doing all that to I'm going to become a full branded artist?
I just always knew I wanted to be a full branded
Yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
especially since like the first time I've ever like was in a professional studio was nobody's closet. Okay, it was actually like a professional studio at the age of 9 years old doing your first song. Like hearing the playback, I said, "Oh yeah, this is me. This is for me.
Yeah.
This is what I'm supposed to be doing." And I remember my cousin sitting down with me. She said, "What is your purpose?" And this was actually, I'm not sure what year it was, but it was on a New Year's day. Like, we was bringing in New Year's together as a family. We prayed. And she was like, "What is your purpose?" And I said, "Singing is my purpose." So I really internalized that at a young age. You know, identifying what your purpose is, I feel like that's very important.
You know, one thing I always get from you, you know, previously speaking to you is that you are very focused and determined in what you're doing. Like, you know, every day, do you get the days where you think, is it going to happen or isn't going to happen? Do you have that self-doubt, or are you always on it?
Yes, I do have those days where I feel defeated at times because it's a lot of money put into creating music as an independent artist. And oftentimes you feel discouraged because the numbers don't match the money that you're putting out. And you're honestly placing a bet on yourself. But honestly, like as an independent artist, would you rather place your bet, you know, outside of, you know, the things that you want to do and it mean more to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, yes, there's moments where I feel defeated at times, but I be back and forth sometimes on my days. We all have days, but I just feel like my passion overpowers that.
Yeah.
Because I cannot not do music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. So, you know, obviously you got a few, you know, I got to say I'm calling them timeless classics out. You know what I'm saying? You know,
that's right.
you know what I'm saying? Timeless classics because, you know, they're fresh. And, you know, I've heard your music, obviously, I say 3 of your tracks all in one go. And all of them came out at different times. But, you know, obviously they were new to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were just completely fresh. You know, making music, obviously, I know you're a single girl. You're just putting singles out. You're not doing the projects. And which is, I always say, is the right thing to do, especially in this day and age, with the way our music is put out there. Because the worst thing you want is to make a project and it can be slept on. Now, with the music that you got out there, because, you know, we got to admit, you know, this is on the come up. This is artists on the come up. And, you know, I support the underdogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The underdogs. So there's no doubt you're underrated, girl, right now. Yeah. You know, you're on the way to claiming your flowers. But, you know, when you put out some of your music right now, you think, damn, these tracks are still slept on.
Yes, they're still slept on.
Yeah.
And you still got to push it as if they are.
Yeah.
Because you want to prove a point.
Yeah.
You know? And so oftentimes I'm like, oh, this song is slept on. And, of course, it's old to me, but it's going to be new to y'all. But I love my music. And like you said, timeless. If it's timeless, it's no way you ever going to get tired of. Tired, you know. I'm going to be the one tired of because I'm going to be the one performing it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
for years and years to come.
Yeah.
But it should never be tiring or outgrow, you know,
yeah.
Any listener.
You know, obviously, you know, I know some of your influence. I know you're an Anthony Hamilton fan.
Yeah.
And, you know, you know.
Shout out to Ed.
Shout out to Ed. And, you know, obviously Anthony Hamilton, you know, we spoke before, you know, he's one of those artists that have been around for a long time. But, you know, here's the thing about the industry. And, you know, I speak to a lot of artists and, you know, well, someone actually asked me the other day, you know, what are you trying to achieve in terms of level of fame, whatever. And, you know, we spoke previously was about having real fans because you got that combination of, you know, this world of followers, but followers are different to fans. You know, you can be an artist who has, you know, millions of followers. You can have a loyal fan base, you know, like we say, like Anthony Hamilton. He's not this big top charting artist anymore, but he's selling out shows.
Okay, let's talk about it. What type of artist do you want to be?
What type of artist you want to be? Selling out shows. And here's the thing, like, you know, this is where real money's at. In the shows, actually grinding and going on. So for you as an artist, like, what's more important in terms of legacy that you're trying to leave? Like, do you want to be like the biggest, would you rather be the biggest name in the world? Or would you rather be one of those people where you know you can be out of the game and your fans are just waiting for you?
That is a good question. I already identified that. I'm glad I did because you can get lost in it because, like I said, purpose, you have to know your purpose. what is the purpose? So my purpose is that I definitely want the longevity. You know, I want to tap into many avenues outside of music. I want to tap into acting. I want to tap into being the face of something.
Yes.
I want to tap into that. So being influential and having that tight-knit fan base is what I'm going for.
You know, it's kind of interesting you talk about acting because, you know, we already know you're a born actress. You know, that was the thing when, you know, when I first came across your music, it was Company and we saw the action. I mean, that's a motion movie there, right there. And comedian, you know, serious actress and full-time comedian. So, you know, we could be seeing you in a Netflix series in a few years' time.
I'm ready. I would love to do that.
You're ready. Have you ever taken acting classes?
I have taken acting classes. I've done a few monologues.
Okay.
But I was a part of a situation where when I was younger, you know how they be like doing those commercials on the radio station. They be like, we're coming into town, da, da, da. So it wasn't really legitimate.
Okay.
You know, I didn't get real opportunities from it. I don't want to say the name, but I will say that it did, you know, help me a little bit. And I will say in high school, I was in plays, musicals, so I did much of that too. So I will say I do have a few of my hands on certain things, but I want to do more. Yeah. But I have to tackle one thing at a time because you don't want to get lost in the sauce. But I would love to do. Yeah. You know, I would love to venture out into that.
Okay, because you know you once want to be a Disney princess, right?
Yes, I was like, I knew after I made my first tape, I was gonna be on Disney Channel, and my name with a D. I was like.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But, you know, well, we never know. You could be then a Disney grandma or something.
Shoot. People be the grandma. The grandma.
You know how it goes. You know how it goes. But no, on a serious note, obviously you got some, like I said, you got some jams out. Musically right now, what's popping?
What's popping is SZA. I love me a SZA album. Yes.
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 SZA's when
she took her time. I love when artists take their time and they do like nice rollouts.
Yeah.
Like, her rollout right now is sick. Okay.
For real.
SZA. Yes. SZA.
You know, I think the thing is, you know, a lot of people that you know, that want to keep that momentum of consistency. Because here's the thing, you don't have to be consistent publicly. People think you have to be, you know, oh, I'm missing out on something.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're putting out quality and you're doing it the right way, you're doing the right build up, you're putting it out there, you're always going to have that, how can I put it, that impact.
Yes.
And you know what, I realized this is something that, with myself, when I took a little time out from being publicly on the radio and doing all my thing, and I made the announcement, you know, I'm going to, and quite frankly, when I made that decision, I didn't think I was going to come back into the radio world and do my thing because I was a bit fizzled with it.
Yeah.
But you know, I took time out of it and I missed it. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to come back and nobody's going to really know me anymore. Yeah. And I came back and everybody was back on it. Everybody was back on it. And what I realized in that time is because I've always stayed true in doing what I do.
Yes.
And nobody's doing what I do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference when you do what you do. You're always going to hold that leverage where people are going to be like, boom. So like we talk about SZA. You know, people straight away, oh my God, she's on an album out. It's been so long. The amount of, you know, it's just like artists like Missy Elliott. People say to me in the UK, like, oh, what's happening to Missy Elliott these days? Well, she's still around, but like, you know, she's obviously not popping. But so, you know, to have that kind of power is a powerful thing because it shows you're really unique. So, you know, we've just, obviously, your last track out was really Company, right?
Yes.
What's the next one? What are we waiting for?
Vulnerability.
Oh, gosh, this is the title line.
Yes, I feel like being an R&B artist, you know, you need to experience life. So with that being said, this next record is going to come from the heart.
Okay.
Yes, I need to give that record. I need to give more of, okay, y'all got Playfair. I was playing around. Yeah. Okay, y'all got Company.
Okay.
But now y'all going to get a different side of me.
All right. How true is the music that you put out to you as an artist? Are you talking strictly from experiences or through friends' experiences? Where did it come from?
Both.
Both.
I would say both. Even the music that you don't, that you haven't heard.
Yeah.
When I started writing out, I was singing from, you know, maybe something my friend told me about, but the music that I'm actually kicking out right now is about me.
Okay.
It's about me. And I'm just sharing it because I feel like the ladies can like feel what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, it's coming from me.
It's coming from
the
you.
music that I'm pouring out from From my soul is coming from me.
Okay. Now, I know you got a lot of music in the vault.
Yes.
And I asked you this question before, but I want you to recap on this interview. How do you break it down that we're going to put this single? You know, because you're a single girl, right? And what I like about you, you're not one of these people that, you're not one of these ladies.
I'm not no album, not no EP girl. I'm a single girl for right now.
She's a single girl. But what I like about you, you're not one of these that I'm going to drop a record every week. I'm going to, you actually doing it right. You're putting it out. You got the visuals with it. You're doing it, you're doing it with substance. And, here's the thing as well, you do the behind the scenes and, people feel that with a record, go the wrong way with a record because I feel that a lot of people think, okay, we'll make the music video, we put the music video, we put it on Spotify, boom, hopefully get some radio player, club player, whatever, and that's it, job done. Yeah. But people don't realize you can build the record up.
You can.
You can build the record up. Where did that tactic for you, where do you realize you can do that kind of tactic? Because a lot of artists ain't doing it.
I would say it takes a team. Shout out to J-No and Dark Eye because J-No, he works for a radio station actually out in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I said, I need help.
Okay, yeah.
And this is before I dropped Playfair.
Yeah.
And he told me, you need to do it X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? Because I was so used to dropping stuff. For real. I was one of those artists that was like, here you go.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not doing it right. If you're going to do, the same thing over and over again, it's insanity. Yeah. So you need to try something different. And I was like, I need to try something different. And I want to show people that I'm serious. And that's exactly what I did. And shout out to Melviny. Because Melviny, she's a good friend of mine. And your friends can help too.
For sure.
But my friend, she was like, you need to clean your social media. You need to.
Was you one of those messy ones?
Yeah,
I wasn't
messy,
unpolished.
but it didn't fit the brand. Yeah. I needed people to know that I was an artist, and not just, locally. Yeah. I needed to put it like, boom, this is me. So she helped me clean my page up.
I think that's one of the big things. I know some artists in the UK and they say, man, I ain't got a clue about the social media, Astonish. And this is a really thing because, I hate social media. I don't like social media. But the thing is, we live in a modern world. It does a lot for people when it's done the right way. Yeah. And so I'm grateful for it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like it because it can give me a headache and can cause PTSD, especially when you're hustling hard and you see some it can get you distracted. Yes. So I always say you have to use it for the intended purpose. When you know what you're using it for intended purpose, then you're fine. But when you don't use it for its intended purpose and you start watching other people and thinking, that's where your head gets scrambled. But talking about the polishing, I think this is the thing where a lot of people go wrong, because it's like I've seen some artists, man, and they they're just taking random pictures, and the thing is, it's your resume. It's your CV, and if people don't know who you are, what's the thing people ask for? Whether they're on the dating apps, they're asking for the social media. Yes. They're asking for the social media. So you're an artist, right? And you see those like amateur bad lighting pictures, and especially when you're a girl in the lane of being a diva, right? Yeah. You want to be looking the business. I mean, you might not be at Whitney Houston level yet, but you aiming to go to that level. Yeah. So you got to get it right. And I remember when I saw your first social media, when I saw the music videos alone, the production was right. HD quality, all that kind of rest of it. So tell me the change when your social media polished up. Did you recognize a difference in how people took you seriously or gravitated towards you?
Yes. So I actually just recently ran into Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I was like, I ran into him before. Yeah. But I showed him, I was like, can you follow me? X, Y, and Z.
You actually asked him that?
Yeah.
You straight up. You bold.
I will say this. Shout out to Jay Stacks. That's my producer.
Okay.
Yes, Jay Stacks is my producer. And Jay Hines is an artist that I work with out in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's the artist that he recently signed. And, I met Anthony for the second time. And it was a more intimate setting. And he was just, we was just vibing, talking about music. He was telling me about his experience and how he broke into the industry. And we got to talking about, social media. He looked at it, he said, are you signed? That's what you need, for people to say, are you signed? You look like you're signed. You need that question asked. Yeah. And I said, no, I'm not.
Okay.
See?
Okay. So,
just don't know.
Okay. So when does the question saying Anthony when we're doing the track together? Is that the next one?
I got some on my sleeve.
You're building up.
Sleeve,
we're building it up.
But like you said, you got to do it on your own.
Yes.
And then everything will be a full circle moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Over to Auntie Hampton, who else would you like to work with?
Oh my gosh.
All right. Name me your top 3.
My top 3.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
On the spot now, you know.
I have.
Yeah.
My God.
You were gonna do.
See, I love Brandy.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying this.
I love
I love Brandy too. Brandy's my girl.
Oh my gosh, I love Brandy.
Yeah.
Who else? I love Anita Baker. But Anita Baker, if Anita Baker blesses the track, oh man, the radio station is great. Oh gosh, the radio station. Anita Baker. And who else would I love to work with? I would love to work with Chris Brown.
Okay.
I love Chris Brown.
Yeah,
Chris Brown has so much consistency, and people sleep on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
Okay, so what are we saying? Brandy, Anita Baker, and Chris Brown?
Yes.
Okay, top 3. So it's difficult, isn't it?
It is very difficult.
But you know what's really good about that? If you were to say that selection,
yes.
if let's say you did all 3, there was a miniature EP with 3 tracks.
Yeah.
You just hit 3 different generations.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I had to really think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why that's one thing that is great about your music is it's universal. There's no discrimination in terms of the age bracket of what you can play it to in terms of audiences, which makes global sounds, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously, Dajulyn, you know, you're making moves UK, you're making UK moves and all that. How does that feel, actually, when you think about that, when you think like, because, you know, in a way, you're an international artist when you break it down like that, because...
Oh, my gosh, you give me chills.
When you think about it, you're an international artist. You might not be, you know, streaming all around the world yet, but you're an international artist now because you're making, you know, international interviews.
Yes.
International. So how does that digest to the reality of doing your music and you think of the dream and, you know... Because it's like me coming to America, right? Like, you know, I do my thing and I'm just in the zone and I'm doing it. But at the same time, I think to myself, geez, man, these are things I manifested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I used to, you know, fantasize about doing interviews when I was a kid, you know what I mean, with a little tape recorder. And I was putting on American accents, you know, thinking I'm, you know, imitating Rick Ross. And I'm interviewing, and I'm actually talking to an American right now. That's something I dreamed and fantasized about.
Yes.
You know, does it feel surreal? Does it feel like, oh, the dream's coming to reality? Does it make you feel like, oh, I am on the right track?
It makes you feel like I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
And with it being January 2023, we are kicking it off like really good.
Straight into the new year, bang.
Yes.
So what are we going to see in 23?
We're going to see more shows. We're going to see more content, definitely. We're going to see more music videos, more consistency. We're going to see vulnerability. I definitely want to highlight that. I want people to understand who I am as a person as well. Yeah. You know, as an artist. So definitely tapping into that and more opportunities because, you know, it's time.
In terms of
my time.
Yeah. In terms of the track, what vibe are we going with this and temperament with this track, vulnerability? What are we going to get from it?
We're going to get, you know, for
What's
the
the
ladies,
vibe?
you know,
Okay.
I got to speak. And it could be, the fellas can relate too, but it's more so like relationship based. Like, I just feel like I need to showcase that. I need to show y'all like, hey, like I've been in a relationship. I've been through this. Like, let me just share that with y'all because I feel like today's R&B, we do have the love songs, but you remember when Keisha Cole came out with like, I should have cheated or like those type of records that people be like, blasting in the club, like just feeling it, you know. So I just need that. I need that.
Nah, I hear you.
I need people to feel me. Y'all gonna feel me.
Okay,
y'all gonna feel me.
Listen, so you know we're up in the A-Town as we speak. Pop in. So yeah, man, let's go back to like what we're talking about going forward. You know, we're gonna have these. You know, I don't want to say sex jam, but this just touch jam. We're gonna be dropping vulnerability.
Well, the song is not called Vulnerability.
Okay, but the song is about vulnerability.
It's about vulnerability.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You like to say the title yet? Have you got a title for it? Okay, you're not telling left hand what the right hand's doing yet, you know?
It's called No Idea.
Okay, and how long are we waiting for this? How long are the people waiting, man? Like,
y'all gonna be expecting this this month.
Okay,
actually,
we're not playing.
Not this. Well, it's gonna be within the next month. So it's it's brewing. So I'm giving y'all like first dibs for real. Cause,
Wow, this is crazy. So, you know, going forward now, this year, 23, you're going to be doing more shows. How do the shows pattern up for you? How does it work out? Who's responsible getting you the gigs?
For right now, it has been me.
Okay, how do you go about getting them? Are they coming to you? Are you hustling? Are you saying, yo, put me on that?
Hustling.
Hustling.
I'm hustling. Like,
hustling.
use your connections. Ask
Okay,
around.
yeah.
Say, hey, when is this festival going on? I want to be on this. I see my friend on this. Let me see if I can get on this. You got to hustle.
Yeah, you got to hustle.
You got to hustle. And you can also do your own shows. Like, last year, I did my own show. It was Be My Company.
Yeah.
We did that. Sold out. And promoting it myself along with the artists that were on there, Jay Hans and Anella, which are both amazing artists in the city. You got to just think, brainstorm. You got a team of people that you work with. Utilize the team of people. Y'all come up with a strategy, and boom, just hustle, get it done.
You know, the thing, you know what's crazy is, you know, I've seen, you know, video online with your performance and that, and obviously your music video is, you know, you're not just, you're multi-talented, because you are actually like the Mother Brandy, you know, the actress, the choreographer, like, you know, the whole dance moves. So speak to me, how do you get down? Like, how do you know how to dance like that?
So I will say practice, because I actually didn't go to, you know, any dancing lessons or dance classes. With musical theater,
okay,
you need, you know, choreography, you know, within a set. So I use that experience to do, you know, what I'm doing now. And my family is filled with dancers, so.
Okay.
But I would say shout out to Carlos Dwayne, because he definitely is very selective when it comes to the type of dance moves I'm doing, because I'm not an expert, but I'm there.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So, yes.
Gosh. Well, you know what? I would say you're an expert. You know, you keep us entertained. You know what I'm saying? You know, and especially with the live band sound, with the performance that I saw. I mean, you know, you know what I always say? This is the two things, because I don't like seeing many artists live, because I always say this is what they got to do for me. Yeah. They need to either sing that record how it sounded when it was recorded, or they need to put some Patti LaBelle on that shit. You know, that pure, just, they got the whole band, that whole, you know, that sound, that exclusive, intimate experience where you're only going to get it in the live performances. And what I've seen so far, that you do that.
Yes.
You do that.
I do that.
You know, would you say that's the upbringing, that does that element that you have, you know, that whole, you know, choir singing element where you just have that abilities, you know, because you see some of these artists today, you know, they need a lot of backing dancers, they need distraction, you know what I'm saying? They need distraction. They can't hold a stage on their own. And you know, I can see you can do that. So, you know, what would you say was the secret to that? Is it you think that's just being passionate and just raw talented?
I will say it's a combination of church. It's a combination of wedding singing. I do wedding singing on the side. Okay. I do corporate singing just to keep my chops up, because you got to see different faces every time you hit that stage. Yeah. And there's going to be songs. Yes, there's going to be, you know, background vocals and everything of that sort. But when you're in front of people, you got to truly entertain. And me just stepping out of my element, trying different things each night, has allowed me to really know who I would want to be as an artist. I feel like performing is having like a performing experience versus the studio is very important, because you can sound really good in the studio, but you got to really bring it when it comes to the shows, especially the type of artist that I want to be. I'm looking for longevity. So with me looking for longevity, I got to really knock it out the park when I sing in person. Yeah. So yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, growing up as like I say, in where you come from and that, how many people around you, you know, when you was growing up having ambition, was quite supportive?
My parents, my family. Yeah. I would say when I was 5, 6, 7, I don't know. My dad heard me sing Usher.
Okay.
And or Deborah Cox, one of the two. Usher in the car, Deborah Cox.
Deborah Cox is underrated.
Okay. We're gonna talk about that later. But he heard me sing that. He was like, "Oh, this young lady, she got potential." And so my family has always been supportive. My family, churchgoers, they sang, you know, Sunday choir. Like my family, we sang. We actually sang. We sang at functions. We sang at Thanksgiving. We just sung. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't post it, but I should have, because They
So
can say
so there was never any pressure of go and get a corporate job,
no.
go to college, you get a scholarship,
Well, I did do college.
Yeah.
I did do college, and I did feel a little bit of pressure with that because I truly didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. Because one thing about me is that, yes, I'm a singer, but I definitely wanted to have a plan to support my singing.
Yeah.
And I went to college. I went for arts management because I wanted to know the music business.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of flexed it a little bit.
Okay, yeah. You got to make that compromise, right?
Yes, because I started watching a bunch of unsung episodes.
Okay, yeah.
Where I would see how artists had bad contracts. So I wanted to know about the music business.
Yeah.
And then once I was going to, conquer that, I was honestly going to look into being an entertainment lawyer. But I was like, oh, that's a lot of school. And I'm not really trying to take that.
Yeah, you ain't want to be investing in other people's shit.
No, I don't want to do that. I said I just want to sing.
Yeah.
And I want to learn how to record myself. I want to learn different things. But honestly, looking back at it, I should have just went full-fledged. I held myself back, and I will say that. But honestly, I just went to school. I changed it around. I turned it into just business overall, because I didn't want to pigeonhole myself. But I really wish I just would have went full-fledged, like, boom. I was just scared. I was just always scared. I had a little fear in my heart.
So when you first came into the game to where you are in this moment now, sitting here, where would you say you are mentally in as a person now, like in terms of just how you think, how you drive yourself, like how focused are you now compared to now? What's the difference between the young Dajulyn first coming into the game with the lack of knowledge to the knowledge you have now? What's the difference?
I will say I'm ready now. I know what I want. I'm determined. I know exactly where I want to be. And I'm learning stuff new every day when it comes to music. I just feel like it's one of those industries where it's just always something new and popping. I just feel like I just know what I want. I'm ready. I'm truly ready. I can step in any studio and get it done.
No one's no one's getting in your way.
No one's getting in my way.
No one's getting in your way.
I will walk in a room and I will work it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever come across negativity? People that think you're a daydreamer. Are you quite good at just staying away from that kind of energy?
You do come across arrogant people, though, because with you being an independent artist, you have to persuade people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people coming to the DJs, I'm sure. Play my song, and then it don't really be right.
Well, I'm going to keep it real with you because I'm real, right? So when I first came, we met on the coalition call. And, you said your influences and you mentioned Brandy and Anthony Hamilton. And, I you hear this a lot from people because, a lot of people think they're the best.
Yes.
People, you have to think you're the best. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
But there are people out there, let's face it, who aren't I'll never crush anyone's dream because there's, that you never know what market somebody might hit. You could have that TikTok hit and have that one hit wonder and you could be like Mark Morrison with the turn of the Mac, just gets played years after years. But all I'm saying is that, when you hear these things from people, you hear it from these big names mentioned. Everybody thinks they can do a track with Drake. And,
yep,
do you know what I mean?
everybody.
And everybody thinks that. So, you think, oh, God, here we go.
Yeah.
So that's the automatic thing that you think. And, the thing is you present yourself good. So you do make it very believable. Yes. And when I first saw it, okay, gosh, and I really hope she don't let me down. She's
and then it's like, oh gosh, she named
seriously.
Big people.
But when I heard your music, I'll admit my jaw dropped. I was just like, wow, because it was something I don't hear every day. So when we talk about persuading people, like, how do you go about it? Because one thing about me is like, when certain people like, I don't really like to sell myself.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of obviously we have to sell ourselves when we do things, but like I don't like to do it in a way where I'm talking about myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Where we think of I'm cocky. I don't want to come across cocky. Confident, yeah, because confidence sells, but I don't want to come across the arrogant who think he's the best in what he does. So as an artist, when you have to persuade people, how would you persuade someone? What would be your tactic?
Oh man, so my tactic is just, state my inspirations because you definitely setting the standard.
Yeah.
You want to set the bar. And I also state who I work with. So I work with Jay Stacks. He's, signed to the Baby. He's doing beats with, the Baby. I also say I co-wrote for certain artists in the industry, or I wrote for artists in the industry, Jay Hines, Martina Marie. I will say I work with Tanya. she's doing music now. She doesn't have it out, but she was
Yeah.
on Little Women Atlanta. You just have to. You really have to state your resume. You're going to a job.
Yeah.
It's a job. You're showing up and you're saying what you do, and you're not playing no games. Period.
Yeah.
You have to show up to work.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it sounds to me that you got boundaries.
Huh?
You got boundaries. It sounds to me you got, but you know, a lot of people don't have boundaries. So that's where they get messed up.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I learned in this game is like the boundaries, because once you set the boundaries, nobody can cross them.
Yeah.
So, you know,
like, don't play with me.
Yeah. And, you know, I seem to get like, I don't really want to mess with you right now. Like, see what I say? Like,
don't play with me, because people like to play, and I'm telling you, don't play with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens if someone plays with you, and mess you about? What's is that?
I'm gonna prove them wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth. I'm not. You'll see it when it happens.
Okay.
Because there'll be a lot of no's, but there's gonna be one yes. And you just gotta keep going. Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
And being consistent, doing your thing. People are gonna follow you. You know, you don't have to come. Oh, no. Can I? No. Stay firm in who you are, and just be consistent. And they see the movement, and they gonna hop right on that train. That's what I know.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about signage. So obviously, clearly, you want to get signed, right?
Yes, I want to get signed.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? What's going to be the right thing for you to get signed to say yes, this is the one? Will you be the type of person to take the first stuffer?
No. I got a huge support system.
Yeah.
And we don't play.
Yeah. I think the first thing that a lot of artists fail with getting signed is they don't know the worth. They think they need, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy to get signed from somewhere, have an opportunity where you, you know, like when I did my BBC whole thing, like, you know, I thought I needed these people, right?
They
you know
needed
what I mean?
you.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. And then this is what I always say, this, and this is what I realized. And this was when I first came to Atlanta. And a lot of people wanted to work with me.
Yes.
And I left Atlanta, I came back to the UK, and my head was fried. I didn't know what to do, because I was thinking, oh, these opportunities. But they weren't, at the same time, they weren't right for me. But then what I realized at the same time, I was like, from the time people want to work with you, then you know you got something. Yeah. So being signed for you, you know, what are the important qualities, do you think? And this is for any artist, like, you think it's very important that artists need to have like a firm understanding of what they need to kind of keep hold of. Because obviously, you know, we can talk about, obviously the masters is a big thing for, especially if you're a songwriter, like the last thing you want to be doing is giving that away, right? Yes. Because that's like your pride and joy. But then there's also the artistry control element, because you're very control of your artistry element aside. So how does that combination come into you? So let's say you get a deal and they say, okay, yeah, we're going to control the whole narrative.
No.
Okay, we got the answer.
No.
Yeah.
You can't control everything. No.
So it's got to be like a meet in the middle.
It would have to be a meet in the middle.
Yeah.
It would have to be like, this is the type of artist she is. It's understood. All that controlling stuff, you're going to find yourself being miserable. I'm going to just tell you that right now. And I do music because I love it. I don't do music for, you know, just to. Yeah. Now, that's going to come with it. But I'm not. This is far beyond that for me. I'm just saying it got to make sense.
Okay. Yeah. The day when we get the debut album. Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh.
What are we? Yeah, the day. Okay, all right. First of all, have you? I mean, it's kind of difficult, obviously, to ask this question, really. But have you got songs that you think that needs to be on my album? That's one question. And the other question is, what would that first album have to be about?
Ooh. I have songs that I know I want it to be on my album. That's why it's been so hard for me to honestly release music, because oftentimes as artists, we want to hold it because it's our babies. Yeah. You know? And we're like, we need to hold it. But honestly, that energy, you need to release that. And that's what I had to tell myself. Yeah. You got to release that energy, because it's always going to be new energies, new ideas flowing. It's going to be another hit. You got to just keep flowing that energy out. So to answer your question, I feel like my first album should be a compilation of what I've experienced in a relationship within myself and what I expect in the future. I think it needs to be that. So yeah, I would say that. And I want to it would be relationships, of course. You know, R&B.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
talk about
You gotta talk about relationships.
You gotta talk about
You gotta have that vulnerability in there, you know.
The vulnerability gotta be there, but also it's gonna be those songs where you can vibe to, like the companies.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that. So I just feel like it's important to tap into all three elements. And it's gonna be a little Afrobeat too. It's gonna be a mixture. I don't want to just pigeonhole myself, but I also want to identify who I am. But eventually, you will hear more different sounds from me.
Cool.
Yes.
So, you know, there's no doubt one day we're going to hear you on and actually we might have it in the vault. We don't know, but have you got a track? Have you got a track with a rapper? Are we going to have one of those R&B tracks with a rapper? Is that where we still waiting for that?
Yes, I do have a song in my vault. I do have a rapper, and I actually do have an R&B artist out in Atlanta that's on a song too. But I am just, I don't know. When it comes to features,
you riding solo dolo right now, right?
Yeah, I just wanted LMA. LMA been riding solo dolo for a minute, and it's like, it gotta make sense. So I feel like the song with them does make sense. It's actually a really good song. But as far as somebody being, you know, a known rapper, that will flow. I want it to flow because oftentimes many artists, they pay for those features and they're not authentic, and so you find your time.
It's business tracks.
You find yourself promoting the record that they're on, and they got a bigger platform than you because it's not in the deal. So I'd rather it be authentic. I want somebody to be like, yo, I want to work with her. And it's a lot of rappers that want to work with me, but it has to just make sense.
Nah, you know, I agree. And, you know, it's something I asked Murray this question, and he said the same thing. You know, he said it needs to be authentic if you have to work with someone. You don't want to be just like, you know, he wants to be able to like build a chemistry first rather than just someone record it in the opposite side of the studio and then just send the rest, and then it gets edited and the rest of it. And I never really get, I mean, I do get why people do it, and, you know, I'm not against, you know, if that's what you want to do, but I do feel like I think the biggest thing in especially R&B is, you know, chemistry, authenticity, and, you know, realism as well. It's like doing a track with someone you never even met them. Like it's kind of like crazy, you know.
It is, but I'm a type of person where, like, when I meet you, just like how I met you, I'm just like my true self.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. Energy has to match.
Yeah, you know,
it has to make sense.
I have to, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, when I saw you, I mean, because actually, you know, when I first heard your music, I thought you was big time. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, seriously. Yes. So I was like, geez, like this girl's big time. Like, yo, and obviously, you know, we've kind of got connected and all that. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be some diva business. Like, I'm gonna be dealing with here. But no, you actually really down to earth and grounded, you know, which is nice. And you know, you got your heads on your shoulders. So, you know, I like that about Dajulyn. But she, you know, also
I'm
not
a
to
little edgy too. Don't play with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say not to mess. You know, someone that definitely not to mess with. You know, so you know, I now have to be in my place. I now have to be in my place. But now, on a serious note, like, you know, you are doing things like, girl, like, you know. And as a DJ that's from overseas, you know, and you know, in all types of music and just hearing you sound like, you know, there's a massive market for you out there, in Europe. You know, your sound is very Europe. It's very, and this is a question I really wanted to touch down on. Most importantly, being a soulful R&B artist, because you know, there's a lot of things out there where people are saying R&B's dead, right? And, you know, we know it's not dead. You know, we know all these amazing artists out here that are underdogs where great R&B music's is being made. But what would you say, like, you know, and I think this is a big thing. I think R&B is not carrying its weight on a commercial level like it once did. And I think that's the thing. But, you know, it's clearly not dead. And, you know, being part of R&B, you know, and, you know, generation of today, as an artist, like, where do you think R&B is going right now? Because, you know, we got a lot of great artists out there. We got like Tink, we got Caesar, we got LMA, we got her, we got
Lucky Day.
Lucky Day. We can't forget Lucky Day.
I love Lucky Day. You told me top 3. Okay.
Okay. Well, we're changing it now.
But I'm saying I love Lucky Day's music, and he's a phenomenal performer. I've seen him live.
Yeah.
So dope. Okay. Who else can I say? Ari Lennox.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
She brings the soul.
Yeah,
Summer Walker. We got, who else is really good? Oh, who else? I don't want to miss somebody else.
Are you about J Howe? Huh? Have you heard of J Howe? Have you heard, please tell me you heard of J Howe.
J Howe?
You've not heard of J Howe? We need to, J Howe is rising. Like, J Howe is from, I think he's from Memphis.
I like Vito.
Vito. Oh, Vito. Oh, Vito. Yeah, for
And
sure.
shout out to Eric Bellinger. He reposted my video from my page.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, I saw that. I was like, boy, I'm thinking this guy needs to get her on a track.
He's
But,
consistent.
yo,
I want to work with Eric
consistent.
Bellinger. That's somebody I want to work with too.
Okay.
He's dope. Yes, pen game crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we got like, you're going to have, well, there's no doubt you're going to have a lot of these artists, man, coming at your door eventually, man.
Yes.
Like, there's no doubt about that because, you know, it's Dajulyn.
I mean, business. I want to work.
You're working, and we're going in 23 with a bang. So, back into this year,
Yes.
if we're going to put it out there to the universe, manifestation, what at least, now I'm not going to go for the sky. I'm not going to put you on the spot and say we're going for the sky, but what do you want to at least see this year as an outcome for you?
I want to have my Glorilla moment.
Okay. I've been seeing that on the social medias. Yeah, I've been seeing this.
Has been like, she said, I took a fast from this month to this month. And I think my sister sent it to me. She took a fast and she released her song and it blew up. Like, I want to have a Glorilla moment.
Okay.
I want to have my Glorilla moment.
You want to have your Glorilla moment?
Yes, it's my time.
It's your time.
Yes.
And you're
I'm
pushing
putting that in the atmosphere. I want to have my Glorilla moment.
So
because she's on the rise, but she ain't got a Grammy yet, but she's on the rise. And that's what it's a journey. I love the journey. Yeah.
And you know, that's the thing that people really fail in, it is that embracement moment. And you know, that's the thing where I think as well, you can, if you don't embrace it, it can mess you up.
Yeah.
Because you kind of like, you know, when you get that point where, you know, there's that saying in it, slow and steady wins the race. So when you take those steps, you keep taking those steps, but you take the jump, man, that's when it's like, oh, whoa, is this actually just really happening right now?
Exactly.
So you know, the journey is important. And, you know, we know you're doing the journey because you're doing the hustle.
Yes.
You're doing the hustle, you know.
Gotta be a hustler.
You gotta be a hustler.
Yeah.
You gotta be a hustler. So so we're gonna have the new single coming out. We're gonna have the gorilla moment. We gotta manifest it. We gotta manifest it. We gotta
moment or a Cardi B moment. Either the two is fine with me. But the Glorilla moment, I love how humble she is. I love her grace. I want me a Glorilla moment this year.
Okay.
She started off with a fast and then boom.
Boom. And you know, for sure. And you know, then, you know, the next trip is you know, we need you in the UK. We need you in the UK.
Where y'all at? Because I'm ready. Book me.
Book you.
I said it last interview.
Sure.
I'm saying it now. I'm manifesting it. I'm going to be booked in the UK. It's happening.
For sure. Bringing
UK
that
lineup.
Bringing that R&B. And you know, the thing is, in the UK, they love R&B.
Yes.
They love R&B in the UK, and they love Afro. And the fact is, you do the R&B, you do the Afro, and you do just the Dajulyn herself. So
yes,
you know,
I'm ready. I'm ready for it all.
We're ready for it all. You know, Dajulyn, it's been so great actually just connecting. Now, this has been so long overdue, and it's kind of mad, you know, because you know, I'm thinking, I can't remember when we first met. It was sometime last year anyway. You know, obviously on the call and all that, but here we are in person, and you know, who would have thought it? Isn't it amazing when you just meet people and you just think, oh wow, you know, and
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm here. I knew that day was gonna come.
You knew that day was gonna come.
But
you know what?
I said I gotta be on a come up
tour.
tour.
The thing is, you know, you did say to me, you know, yo, I need to come out to the UK. Like I knew you was serious. I'm thinking, geez, she's on it, but she's on it. So but here we are. You know, second UK interview, first time in the Big Apple, the ATL, and you know, I'm looking forward to seeing this journey for you.
Yes,
I'm looking forward.
Excited. And
you know, this music and this next single, man, we're gonna make it pop. You know, got my support anyway. And, you know, good things on the rise. So, Dajulyn, thanks for coming all the way and chopping it over with me. It's absolutely been great.
Thank you.
It's absolutely great. And this is one of many.
One of many.
One of many. You know, going back in a few years' time, we'll be doing the Dajulyn documentary of how it all got made. Woo! I'd be like, yo, when I first hit that girl, she was just like, jeez. But but no, Dajulyn, absolutely pleasure. It's been so great, man. We're gonna stay chopped in, and we're gonna build a legacy.
Yes, and before we go, I want to give you some merchandise.
Doing this. Check this out. Woo. Okay, we're getting this on film, you know.
Yes. As artists, you gotta make sure you have your
So talk to me about the merchandise, right? So this is a piece of art, right? So that's the queen. This is the queen herself, right? I don't want to be like, right? Okay, cool. So how did this design get made first?
So if you see my Playfair,
yes,
my Playfair cover art, it came from there. Shout out to Benjamin, fart.pdf. That's his Instagram. but he helped me create something that I felt like I could give to the men, I can give to the women, I can give to all ages, that is universal. I know it's a woman's face on there. It's me.
Well, you know, I've still bought that.
But you still would rock
I've
it,
still
though.
bought that, man. That's a piece of art right there. You just
Look
know, you know what I'm saying? Yo,
like, come
mine.
on.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, it's giving.
Yeah, man,
it's giving a whole look.
You know, this is my color anyway, so this is gonna work.
Yes.
I'm really actually the Christmas. Thanks for my Christmas present.
Yes.
You know, it's my Christmas present. And it's my birthday in last September, so my birthday and Christmas combined.
Okay.
But you know, how can people get this?
They can get it on my website.
Okay, cool.
www.lifeofdajulyn.com.
Sweet.
My name is spelled Dajulyn. And you can follow me on all social media platforms at Dajulyn, you know, Dajulyn.
And you know, they need to get this now because this is exclusive content, right? This is gonna be worth money. This is gonna be worth money.
Colors.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely worth money. So it's for sure. Well, thank you for the gift.
Of course.
Thank you for gracing me with your presence. And yo, you know, like I say, let's get to work.
Yes, it's time to work.
Yeah, 2023 business. Dajulyn, been great.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Wanna come up? It's been amazing.
You know who it is. Yeah, give me a shout out now. You send us.
It's your girl Dajulyn, and I'm here on the come up. You know, with DJ Astonish, we is not playing fair. Period.